I don't really know what to say, but I was afraid and I was scared.
What were you afraid of?
Because my wife, which is her sister, I don't really know how to place it. I don't really know how to explain to her. So,
what would drive a father to kill his own child? What level of fear, of shame, or of evil could cause a man to take the life of the very child he helped bring into this world? Today we dive into two horrifying stories that actually shocked Nigeria. Two fathers, two infants, they both murdered in cold blood. One out of fear of being exposed and the other allegedly out of money ritual. These are not just crimes. These are acts that really cut deep into the soul of nation. Let's begin in Bayelsa State, where the police uncovered a chilling secret hidden within a family home. A 47-year-old man named Moses Otimba had been living with his wife, Glory, and her younger sister, Joy. For 9 months, Joy was pregnant, but she kept quiet about who was responsible. The house whispered with suspicion, but no one could say anything until the baby was born. So on May 18th, Joy gave birth to a baby boy, secretly delivered by a traditional birth attendant in Amarata. I think that was in Yenagoa. 5 days later, the boy was killed by his own father. Yes, the father turned out not to be none other than Moses Otimba, Glory's husband. So let's see, why did he do it? Moses admitted he was scared. He was afraid that he didn't know what to say or what explanation he was going to give to the wife after getting a sister pregnant. It is actually kind of weird that he had gotten a sister-in-law pregnant under their own roof. This is kind of weird. I mean, what is actually going on in this world? Your wife is no longer enough for you. You now got a sister pregnant, or the name of pleasure, I don't really know. So in a moment of panic and calculation, he made a decision that would haunt him all the days of his life.
it's old. When I get to side, I hold his nose for like 5 seconds and he stopped breathing. And by then I was crying, I was weeping, I was regretting. After that, I even regret when I get to the house. I could have not done it, but I'm really...
On May 13th, he convinced Joy to follow him across the Swale Bridge. There, by the riverbank, he took the newborn child in his arms. The baby had barely seen the world just 5 days ago. And then, with trembling hands and teary eyes, Moses suffocated his own son and buried him in a shallow grave by the river. He wept while doing it, but he did it anyway. Now, this is the twist. Joy didn't resist, and according to Moses, he gladly handed the baby over to him. Upon all, she knew what Moses was going to do to that child. Both of them united in shame and fear. They chose silence over truth and death over exposure. But the guilt wouldn't stay buried. So months later, Joy confessed to her mother. She told her everything that happened, nothing but the truth. She said spirits, spirits, she said, was tormenting her. After the whole thing, the evil plot has been carried out. Maybe her conscience has finally broken through. The mother went to the police after hearing everything, and from there, the truth came crashing down. By the time investigators arrived at the burial site, the river had washed away all traces of the baby's body. Both Moses and Joy confessed openly in front of the police, in front of the media. Moses said, "I am really sorry. I didn't know how to face my wife and my mother-in-law when I was doing it. I was crying. I regretted it instantly, but I still did it." He chose fear over fatherhood, and he chose silence over salvation.
I didn't know what to say, but I was afraid and I was scared.
What were you afraid of?
Because my wife, which is her sister, I don't really know how to place it. I don't really know how to explain to her. So that was why I did it. I'm really sorry. When I get to the sides, it was 5 days old. When I get to side, I hold his nose for like 5 seconds and he stopped breathing. And by then I was crying, I was weeping, I was regretting. After that, I even regret when I get to the house. I could have not done it, but I'm really sorry.
Did you agree?
for your husband to kill your baby?
Yes.
Okay, please, let her have her answer. That's okay, that's okay.
Now, let's go deeper into Kogi State because I'm going to be breaking down what actually happened in Kogi State. It all started in Egbe Town, Yagba West local government area. This time there was no panic, no fear of being exposed. This was something far darker. It was something planned. You can't even imagine or believe what a father did to his son. A man named Hosea Foluronso, a herbalist and a father. And on New Year's Eve, December 31st, he did the unthinkable. Just before midnight, while the world was preparing to celebrate the dawn of a new year, Chief Hosea crept into his home. His infant son, Sunday Foluronso, was sleeping peacefully, innocently. And then he killed him. No emotion, no hesitation, and no explanation other than one ritual. Chief Foluronso is a self-acclaimed herbalist. Everyone known him in the community as a herbalist who treat and cure different types of diseases. He allegedly killed his own son in a ritual killing meant to bring him power, wealth, and fortune. He then dug a shallow grave in his own compound and he buried the baby there, thinking no one is going to know and thinking that it will not in any day come to light. No one actually knew, not until the police came knocking. The Kogi State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Mohammed Katsina, narrated the horror in a press briefing. The suspect, he said, didn't just confess. He took officers to the exact spot and exhumed the tiny corpse with his own hands. Let that sink in. A man dug up the grave of his own son, a grave he had dug just days earlier with purpose and intention. He wasn't panicking, he wasn't crying. He was calm, controlled like a man who believed he had done the right thing. That is to tell you how cruel a man's heart can be. But the law didn't agree with that. Foluronso was arrested and then paraded before the press. His face didn't even show any form of remorse, only resignation, as if he had accepted that this was the price of the life he had chosen to lead. 2 fathers, 2 children. One suffocated his child out of shame, while the other slaughtered his child for gain. And while this may seem like isolated incident, we must ask, how many more are hidden behind closed doors? How many babies will be buried in shallow graves before we start digging deeper into the roots of these horrors? Whether it is fear, superstition, poverty, or misguided belief. The murder of innocent children by those meant to protect them is a wound that cut into the very soul of our society.
Lauren Shaw.
We're asleep, please, we're asleep.
The police, who came fully prepared for the operation, went straight to business by first apprehending the suspect and later ordering him to exhume the baby's body from the spot it was buried. That done, the almost decomposing corpse of the child was and then the suspect, Mr. Foluronso, was taken away in a police vehicle amidst boos and curses from his kinsmen.
Exactly 5 minutes before midnight, this Chief Foluronso, who is a known native doctor or herbalist, his son called Sunday Foluronso, 4-month-old, was busy sleeping. This man went and picked him and battered him to death in a spiritually related manner. After killing him, he quietly and secretly went and buried him in a shallow grave.
It is easy to dismiss these stories as just another ritual killing or just another sad case. But we must not, because behind every case is a child who never got the chance to grow, to smile, and to live. Their stories must be told. So we remember, so we learn, and so we act. If you found this story deeply disturbing but necessary to hear, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share your thoughts. Do you think Nigeria is doing enough to tackle ritual killing and family-based crimes? Do you actually think so? Because it keeps coming up every day, every time, and every moment. And most importantly, stay alert because evil eyes in plain sight. This is Africa Today Crime. I am Pretty Boy. Stay safe and stay informed. Peace out.